Every year, one browser extension quietly pulls hundreds of millions of dollars away from people who never even know it happened. And for most of its existence, almost nobody could explain exactly how. It started as a simple idea, a tool that automatically finds coupon codes for you while you shop online. You add it to your browser, and when you check out at a store, it tests dozens of codes in seconds and applies the best one. No searching, no typing, no wasted time hunting for a discount that may or may not still work. It felt like magic. It felt free. It spread across the internet like wildfire, eventually installed by tens of millions of people, until one of the largest financial technology companies on earth, PayPal, bought it for $4 billion. The extension is called Honey. On the surface, its story is a simple success, but underneath, something far stranger was happening every single time someone reached checkout. Something that would take years and one furious YouTuber to finally drag into the light. Let's go back to the beginning. Long before Honey existed, online stores relied on affiliate marketing to drive traffic. If someone clicked a link from a YouTube video or a blog post and made a purchase, the creator behind that link earned a small commission, usually a few percent of the sale. This system quietly funded an entire generation of online creators. It paid for camera gear, for rent, for careers. Honey inserted itself directly into that system, and at first fairly. When it found and applied a working code, it earned a commission from the retailer for completing that sale. Shoppers saved money, retailers gained a customer, Honey took its cut. A clean, three-way trade. Building the tool itself was never the hard part. A skilled team could develop the extension's core functionality for well under $100,000. The real cost was relationships. Honey needed thousands of retailers to sign on as partners, which meant sales teams, contracts, and constant negotiation, an operation that scaled into the millions as the user base exploded. But growth changes incentives, and somewhere along the way, Honey stopped being a coupon finder and became something closer to a toll booth. Here is the mechanism nobody saw coming. Affiliate commissions are usually awarded on a last-click basis. Whoever sent the customer to the store right before they bought gets paid. Think of it like a relay race where only the runner holding the baton at the finish line gets the medal, no matter who ran the first 3 laps. Honey figured out how to grab that baton in the final second every single time, whether or not it had done anything to earn it. Picture a creator spending months building trust with their audience, convincing them to buy a specific product through a link in their video description. The viewer clicks it, browses, and finally decides to buy. But right as they hit the checkout page, Honey activates in the background and silently swaps that creator's link for its own, whether or not a coupon was ever applied. The commission that was supposed to reward months of trust building now belongs to Honey instead. This was not an accident buried in the code. It became one of the core mechanics of the entire business. For years, almost nobody noticed. Honey marketed itself purely as a money-saving tool, and by that measure, it delivered. People genuinely saved money using it. Meanwhile, every search and every completed checkout fed a growing data set on how people actually shop, what makes them hesitate, and what finally makes them buy. That data became an asset all its own. By this point, Honey's revenue rested on 3 pillars. Real commissions from real coupon savings. Redirected commissions captured through last-click swaps that had nothing to do with coupons at all. And the underlying shopping data eventually folded into PayPal's much larger financial ecosystem after the acquisition. Why did this work for so long? Because Honey understood something about user psychology that most apps never master. People stop noticing tools that sit quietly in a corner of their screen. Once installed, an extension becomes furniture. It does not ask for attention or interrupt anything. It simply waits for one specific moment, the second before you pay, and acts. The less friction a product creates, the more power it can quietly exercise over your behavior without you ever thinking to question it. That power lasted right up until December 2023, when a YouTuber running the channel Megalag published a technical investigation into exactly how Honey operated. Using screen recordings, he demonstrated the link swapping in real time on camera undeniably. What creators had suspected for years, but could never prove clearly enough for the public to understand, was suddenly laid out in plain sight. The reaction was explosive. The video crossed 20 million views within days. Prominent YouTubers who had promoted Honey for years issued public apologies, some visibly rattled on camera as they realized their own audiences had been quietly rerouted away from them. Several creators claimed Honey had been draining commissions from their own sponsored content for years without their knowledge or consent. PayPal faced an immediate public relations crisis. Statements were issued. Technical explanations were offered. Adjustments were quietly made to how the extension handled attribution behind the scenes. But trust, once broken this publicly, does not repair itself with a press release. Here is the mistake sitting at the center of this entire story: prioritizing short-term revenue capture over long-term trust. Honey could have stayed exactly what it claimed to be, an honest coupon finder earning commissions only when it genuinely saved someone money. Instead, it chose a model that depended entirely on staying unnoticed to survive scrutiny. The moment the mechanism became visible, the goodwill that had taken a decade to build collapsed within a single week. There's a bigger lesson tangled up in the story, one worth sitting with for a second. Free products are never actually free. Somebody, somewhere, is paying for them. And the businesses that profit most are often the ones specifically engineered, so you never have to think about who that somebody is. By the time PayPal closed the acquisition, Honey had grown into a $4 billion business running on top of a browser extension that cost almost nothing to operate compared to what it generated. Millions of transactions passed through it daily, multiplied across tens of millions of users. Small commissions became a genuinely massive revenue stream. Industry estimates suggest browser extensions using similar tactics collectively redirect hundreds of millions of dollars away from original referrers every year, though exact figures are notoriously hard to verify, since almost none of this activity happens in public. The risks here go beyond bad press. They are structural. Once users understand a mechanism like this, uninstalls spike. Retailers start auditing their affiliate rules more closely. Creators start warning their own audiences to disable extensions before clicking their links, directly undermining the very traffic these tools depend on. Damage like that does not stay contained to one news cycle. And yet, Honey never disappeared. It remains installed in tens of millions of browsers today, most of them belonging to people who never heard Megalag's name and have no idea any of this happened. That gap between what a small, furious corner of the internet fully understands and what the average shopper experiences might be the single most valuable asset a company like this can own. Megalag's investigation forced one industry to reckon with a mechanism it had quietly relied on for years. But it also revealed something bigger about how modern digital economies actually work. Some of the most profitable companies on the internet are not selling you a product at all. They are sitting quietly between two people who already trust each other and stepping in at the exact second value changes hands. Honey promised to save you money. For years, it also did something else entirely, and it almost got away with it forever. If you like digging into how this actually works, there are plenty more hidden business stories where that came from. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.